Well, as far as I'm concerned, any excuse to talk to Sophie Grégoire Trudeau is a good excuse. She is a passionate advocate for women's rights, and, she just never hesitates to talk about the importance of tending to your well-being, your mental health. So it makes a whole lot of sense that she's going to publish 2 books about wellness, mental health, and personal development. Sophie Grégoire Trudeau joins us now. Thanks so much for your time today.
Oh, my God. Can I teach that first line to my kids? There's always a good excuse to talk to me. That's perfect. I love it.
Put them on anytime. I'll talk to them, Sophie. Then in turn, I'll get you to talk to mine, okay?
You know what? I'm on it. People don't know this, but I'm called Crazy Auntie Sophie, like within the extended tribe, just because, I'm a little bit intrepid, and I love kids, love teenagers. So, I think they have a lot to teach us.
Wait a minute. I have a 5-year-old grandson. Does that count?
Sure, any kids. Bring them to me.
Kids.
I love them.
Okay, great.
So listen, I follow you on social media, and I think that what you just said kind of says it all there. Your posts often strike a chord with me because you talk about a lot of the things that aren't always easy to talk about or that somehow people are afraid to talk about. So why is that so important to you?
Oh, that question gives me chills. You know what? I watched the documentary by Michael J. Fox not too long ago called Still, where he tells the public about how much he suffered, through his life, and obviously because he's got Parkinson's, but because he suffered from addiction and some sorts of anxiety and all that. And he says, we are as sick as our secrets. And when I heard that, it struck a chord so deeply because as a mental health advocate, emotional literacy, physical activity, what I've noticed the most in the past 20 years of beginning of telling my story, because I suffered from eating disorders and it changed my life because it extended a community into which I want to make a difference, and it really had a snowball effect in different ways. When we hide from our own truths as individuals and as a society, we pay a high price. And with the distortion, the lens of distortions of truth, I would say, in our world with social media and divisive opinions and the political landscape and all that, which I know a lot from. And I see it from different angles, that people are afraid to face their truths because it hurts. And we haven't been taught to befriend pain, to sit with our pain, and to understand that pain is the gateway to our freedom. It doesn't mean that we should suffer mercilessly and we're not martyrs or anything. But mental health is not just about not having a mental illness. It's about being conscious of how you live and the wheel of your own life and how you can intervene to make a difference.
That's sitting with me. I was thinking too about balance and how we're not great at tending to our own needs. We're not good at finding balance, and it must be particularly difficult for you in all the different roles that you play. How do you find balance?
First of all, I never feel like I play roles. A lot of people have been asking me that for years. First of all, I don't have a role. There's no official First Lady in Canada. So I've never seen myself as a First Lady per se. That's not how I describe who I am. I've never described myself as someone's wife, although I've been presented like that in many ways, or someone's, best friend. I mean, yes, of course, I'm a connector. I love human beings. I have a passion for inspiring people and for igniting change, and I like to see the truth as it is, even if it's hard to see. So first of all, I don't really believe in taking roles, and I also believe that if you start believing in your role, whether it's as a parent, somebody who's got an important title in a company, you're doomed from the get-go. So I try to live from a place where I don't have to change according to the situation. I'll adapt, but I won't change. I'll stay who I am. And that's a lifelong process of actually knowing where you stand in your values and your own congruence in your mind and in your heart and following that. And that's really tough. Yeah, that comes with unique challenges.
Is that a difficult message to give to others, to bring that across?
Wow. You know what? It's not an easy one, but it deeply resonates. I feel people. I see how they react when we talk about this. And, whether it's youth, children, or teenagers, or adults, everybody wants to be loved and validated. Every single baby and growing human on this planet has those needs. And whether, we all think that we have unique stories. Yeah, we do. Everybody's story is different. But the realm of human emotions through which we go through a lifetime, during a lifetime, is pretty much the same.
I'm so, again, I'm just taking this in, this idea of, feeling like we always have to fulfill those different roles. But if you're just being your true self all the time, then you're just your true self going through this life. Okay. So these books are going to make a whole lot of sense. The first one is going to be called Closer Together, Knowing Ourselves, Loving Each Other. That's coming out in spring of next year. Tell us a little bit about it, Sophie.
Oh, my. If you only knew what I learned while writing this book and the emotions that I went through.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a revelation for me. I wrote a little bit of my story because I want to keep that path of honesty so that people know that I'm coming from this place of integrity. And then I decided to reach out because of the contacts that I have and the unique opportunities I've been exposed to. I've been in contact and in communication with some of the best experts on the planet when it comes to mental health, childhood health, neuroscientists, intellectuals, authors, and I reached out to them and I said, you know what? Are you willing to do an interview with me concerning mental health and emotional literacy? Because I want people to have a better understanding of why they have the personality that they have. Now, very quickly, through my book, you'll learn a little bit more about my story, but most importantly, you'll learn about how to understand yours better from your childhood experiences and how it wired your brain and how you bring that wiring and that programming into every single relationship you'll ever be in.
Can I ask a stupid question? I wonder if being in the situation, the unique sort of situation you're in, right, given the fact that, your husband is the prime minister, and I'm only phrasing that for context here, do you think this made it actually easier or more difficult for you to be able to do this kind of a thing? In other words, to look inside, to try to come up with these ideas, to try to help people. Did it provide you with a unique opportunity, or do you think you would have seen yourself doing this regardless? Or is that an unfair question?
I think that's a fair question, in the sense that I would answer both. I've had incredible life opportunities that come with very unique challenges. My own personal growth, my own sense of freedom, the security of myself and my family, all of that has been put into a threat in different ways. Mm-hmm. And I have developed a great empathy and compassion for people in public service with a young family because I know what it entails. I think it's unfortunate today that our respect and our concept of public service has been tarnished by many different instances. You can't just blame and do some finger pointing at just one person or one group of person or whatever that is, or technology or whatever. Mm-hmm. But we have to be very careful at those lens of distortions. I think we build perceptions more on the, representation of people in situations more than the people in the situation themselves. With the degree of, I would say, lack of depth of most news that we consume, and we become what we consume. So we're going to have to be quite discerning, and this is why I wrote the book, because if we have that discernment, I think it's young Pueblo who said, if you measure the length of your ego, it should equal the distance between you and your freedom. Now, when we're done with this, you can contemplate that, because you and your freedom means you and your real truths, and you and your flaws, and you and your wiring, and you and how you were programmed through your lifetime, and this is how you react and act in your own life. We would have different leaders. If we teach 1 + 1 = 2 to our young kids in schools, we have to teach them awareness of their own emotions and control of their own emotions. This is a gift of awareness that will last a lifetime, and that could change the way we hold democracy together and protect it.
Going to look forward to reading this book. I know Natasha's can't wait to take a look at this one, right?
Yay! I hope I make you laugh, too. It has to be playful. We only have one life,
You're here.
That's so you. There's always a sense of humor in there. So
it
is available it's available for
I'd lose it if I didn't have that. You know what I mean?
Trust me, I know. So it's called Closer Together, Knowing Ourselves, Loving Each Other. It is available for pre-order at penguinrandomhouse.ca. And you have a second book coming out, but we will have you back to tell us about that one. It's a kid's book. Can't wait to hear more, Sophie.
And can't wait either. Thank you so much for your generosity.
She is so full of energy. Every time
lovely.
we met her before, and I did an interview with her years ago.
Lovely.
She's just like always on.
She's a dynamo.
She is.
And you know what?
It's a great way to
it's a
describe
little
her.
like, you know, with Celine Dion, that people think that that's just like a mode of being. No, that's how she really is all
her.
the time.
It's a
She
good point, too.
genuinely is like that all the time.